that fee,
Yeah.
which is $100, the visit for the technician, right? So Comcast gives them the opportunity to do their own self-install kit. How? By either sending the equipment to their home, or they go pick them up, at the nearest station.
Yeah.
All right. So a Felix IK becomes not a line of business, but it's more of a service, an additional service that Comcast provides. Okay, you couldn't get it done, we're gonna send you a tech now. So those order becomes as a tech recovery. We're gonna recover that self-install
Okay.
to become an install. All right. So that means that residential installation service code is RQ2. RQ2 is the only primary code for those type of jobs, which is all CPEs are included. All right. The only thing is not included, like we mentioned last time, is the drop. If the drop needs to be replaced, you can change the drop. Okay?
That's a different billing?
I'm sorry?
That would be a different billing?
What do you mean different billing?
No, when you put the RQ2, right? Which is when you recover the customer.
Yeah, a tech recovery
and do
for
your-
self-install.
So you said sometimes you have to do a job.
You have to replace the drop.
Yeah. So
So
replace the job.
there'll be RQ2 plus the code for the drop replacement if it's an area on the ground.
Oh.
Now, we mentioned before that all drops, all primary line of business code, they're only to be billed for one time, because that's the primary objective.
So, as it says, it's like you only could bill them for one. So if we add the RQ2 plus the drop, isn't that two codes?
Not necessarily, because a drop is just a miscellaneous. Okay, it's miscellaneous. It's not part of a service or part of a product.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why you get the extra when you do jobs.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, but all primary codes that I mentioned before, like RN1, RO1, RM1, RL1, RK1,
RJ1.
RJ1, RM1, they all are primary line of business code. Those codes, you cannot bill that same code more than one time, because normally when we bill for is like the code times the quantity, how many things we did. Like if, for example, and when you install a modem, or in this case, for example, we install 3 cable boxes, it'll be that billing code for that particular cable box times the quantity you install. We only could bill one time the primary line of business code.
Okay.
Okay. Now travel time. Travel time and billing code is used as a primary line of business code. For example, travel time is for common tasks, such as, for example, if the customer calls Comcast to add additional cable box to their existing service, current service, they take around and schedule appointment date and install the cable box. Then the technician will bill RA1, not RM1. Why RM1? If you look at RM1, it's only video, right?
Yep.
But since they already have video, all we're doing is adding an additional cable box to their existing service. We're not running a new line of business.
Yeah.
It falls within the same line of business. So we'll be RA1 plus the type of equipment you install. Make sense now?
Yeah.
So now, trouble calls. Trouble call is another primary line of business code or service call. Customer calls in for a trouble, an issue, it will be RTA. RTA, and then it goes includes up to 4 outlets if you have to replace it, and the drop itself. Okay, there's only one call. So also
the
trouble
trouble call include jobs, so you only bill them jobs separately.
includes a drop already.
Oh. So
Includes a
only
drop.
put- so
You're
you only
dropping
put the
up to
drop
4
on.
outlets if you have to replace 4 outlets.
Okay.
Now, it must be completed as requested, the order, in order to charge for this. For example, you get to there and then after hours, they say, oh no, the meter room is already closed at 5, and it was a 5 to 7, and you can't get access to the meter room to fix the problem, or the customer not home.
Yeah.
You cannot bill for that. You bill only for what your time is, which is clocking in and clocking out.
Okay.
Okay. So RA1 cannot be used with the code listed above. So for example, travel time is for common tasks.
Yep.
Right? For upgrades, for bridge job, I'm going to talk about that bridge job and all that stuff. But again, trouble call is just one code, which you cannot be listed. You cannot be used that like the travel time plus the trouble call. No, this is RTA. That's it, only one code. These are the residential code for the drops. aerial drop replacement, when we bill for this, right? For example, let's say you went to an install. You went for an install. And the install needs to be replaced the what? The drop.
Yeah.
Okay? In order to get paid properly, there's a couple of things needs to happen. One, you need a supervisor approval. Hey, listen, put it on my note or put it in your book that I'm replacing this drop. If it's an aerial, when you're closing out the job and fuse, you gotta put RR1. That's the billing code for an aerial drop. But in Tech 360, when you're closing out your job, you gotta put 302 because you let it know Comcast. Hey, listen, I changed this drop. Because if you only put RR1, Comcast is not gonna pay ITG for that drop replacement because they don't know you did it.
Yeah.
The only way they didn't know you did it is that you put in that resolution code 302 and RR1. The same thing for MDU. Most likely you guys will not be doing MDU. If it's on the second story, second story, and then you're gonna run the cable through inside the molding and to the tap and to the apartment, then that's considered MDU. Then you gotta call your supervisor for approval. Commercial, no, this is commercial area drop replacement. I don't know about this. Residential underground temp drop. Let's say you get to a house, the same thing, same scenario. You went and you gotta change the drop. It's underground.
Yeah.
We talk about we leave the cable temporarily on the grass, flagged, running one drop and fuse, and Tech 360. When it's time to bill for that job, you go RR4 and 301 fuse. So 301 fixed code requires on scheduled drop berry on a scheduling request now new connect tech recovery. So anything like a new connect tech recovery, you gotta replace a drop. If it's underground, RR4 and fuse and 301 when you're closing out the job. Let's talk about some residential miscellaneous billing codes. For example, RR6 is for amplifiers. The closing code or resolution code to close it in Tech 360 is H09. Only on residential installation of FLSI K. So on FLSI K, you could charge for RQ2, which is a primary code for that tax, the drop, and an amplifier if it's needed. Conduit pull. That's if you're running a cable and on the conduit and things like that. Like for example, let's say you have a house that on the customer's aerial, they switch it to underground and then they put a conduit and then run the cable. Bridge job. Bridge job is pretty much me as a supervisor for Comcast. I go to the customer house and I say, oh, we got to replace all 4 cables. All 4 cables. So I open a special request order, which is SRO for BRIS, for those outlets to be replaced. So when you get as a technician, you arrive there, the first initial thing you charge for is RA1, your travel time. Because it's a special request order. On upgrades, and RA1 works only on upgrades and a special request order. So if it's a special request order to change 4 outlet, then when I arrive there, when I do my 4 outlets, when it's time for me to build that job, I gotta put RS1 and fuse RS1 because that's the billing code for a new outlet. RS1 times 4 the quantity. 4 I did. Now, when you're closing out this work order in fuse, in Tech 360, you gotta go and put the quantity how many you did. For example, F3 is the code. The last number is the quantity. So for example, if I did 4, will be what? F34. If I did 5, F35. If I did 6, F36. What happened if it goes over 9, over 11? Over 9. So it will be F32 plus F39 will be what? 11, right?
Yeah.
Now, this only works in residential and bridge job. So on bridge job and upgrade, you only could bill for RA1 times the equipment, whatever you install. For example, like I told you earlier, if your customer calls in Comcast, they want an additional cable box to their existing service, which is video, then what? Will be RA1 plus the type of equipment that you install, the modem. This commercial billing outlets, residential CPEs. These are the only codes for the equipments. EA1 for video customer premises equipment of all legacy devices. Includes new and existing outlet. EC5 is for wireless gateway for XB3, XB6, XB7, and whatever they come out in the future, which includes the new outlet or existing outlet. EB6, which is for EB1, I'm sorry, for customer equipment owned. So the customer go to Best Buy and buy their own modem if it's compatible with Comcast, because they want to waive that rental fee from Comcast. So Comcast rents us like $10, $12. So X1 wire devices, such all X1 wire devices that has a wire on it. EB5, EB6 for wireless platform. Don't worry about the fiber EPON and all that stuff. But remember to add the total amount of CPE installed in Fuse. For example, if the tech installed 3 X1 wire devices, the billing in Fuse should reflect as EB5 times 3. Okay. So CPE definition, DTA stands for Digital Transporter Adapter. DTA high definition. The difference between one and the other one is just a little adapter, but one is high definition and one is not high definition. Okay. Normally they put these on guest room or guest room where you want basic cable, digital cable. DCT is the digital converter top set, which is basically the legacy equipment. So this one also is a legacy equipment, which is a high definition. And then you have the DVR, which is a high definition, but it's legacy equipment. It's not part of the X1 family. Okay, where will you find these boxes at? Like people, like older people, where
retirement homes.
Yeah,
55 and up.
55 and up. Before it was just those boxes. Now when they came out with the X1, they changed everybody to X1.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's more advanced, whatnot. Now, EMTA stands for Embedded Multimedia Adapter, such as XB3, XB2, XB6, XB7, which is the modem. It's a gateway. And in the X1 family, you have the X1 Cloud DVR, XI5, which is the wireless, XIDs, HG2, and the regular HD boxes. These falls in the same family. Now, bulk account. And I'm not going fast, but I'm just going to go back again, refresh. Okay, bulk account. Remember we talk about oftentimes the HOA, which is a homeowner association, they provide cable, right? They provide cable to their tenants or tenants, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they do an agreement with Comcast and say, hey, listen, Comcast is gonna be in this building, and the association, based on what you pay for or what you're paying for your association, is included already video. So for example, if I go do a video install, right? I'm gonna go from the basic to no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom. Let's say a triple play. A triple play, what's the billing code for a triple play?
RF1.
Huh?
RF1.
RF1, right? So it's a triple play, which includes what? Video, internet, and phone, right?
Yep.
But if I go in the bulk account, the video is already included. What is the billing code I gotta charge for? RL1, which is only the internet and the phone,
Mm-hmm.
not the video. But I could charge for the equipments.
You could charge for the equipments.
Right. But you're not charging the portion, the video portion, the title of the video portion.
Automatically have the video already, right? So you're going to charge for the phone and the internet.
No. You got me fucked up. So you're saying, if we do a bulk account,
Yep.
the video's already part of it.
No,
It's not. It's part of their HOA fee.
Their package.
Their package.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the video is
The
part
title video is already included.
All right, so
Not the equipment. You charge for the equipment.
Yeah, we charge for the equipment, but I'm just saying, like, the cable only is in the home associations.
It's already
package.
included.
Okay, so then all we doing is charging them for is
The internet and the phone. The title of the job will be internet and phone, but you charge the equipment. Make sense?
Internet and phone plus equipment.
On a double play for video and internet, the tech only bill for RN1, which is the internet portion plus the equipment of the internet equipment, right? On a double play for video and CDV, the tech only bill for what? The CDV, title of that CDV, plus the equipment. On video only, then you would charge RA1
For the service.
because it's just the travel time plus your equipment.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Some homeowners HOA
If I
they
if I-
provide also internet service.
If I only RM1,
Okay.
you do the RA.
They might appear as a tenant blast, that's a tenant
So-
HDD
for-
equipment.
so
Oh,
if
sometimes
They provide you internet.
So
That's
basically, sometimes the internet is included as
Right.
like the video is included. So it
Video
can be-
internet.
So it can be video included and then.
So let's say if you're
but
doing,
video
if the
included.
association includes video and internet,
Mhm.
and you have an order for internet and video, right?
Mhm.
Then you would charge only RA1 plus the equipment,
equipment.
all the equipment that you install.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Whatever the.
So if the HOA gives you R3,
Nah, it's
We
gonna
keep-
be.
No. They're not going to give them.
As far as the closest they do is
a double play.
Double.
a double play.
So okay, so let's just say they cover the internet. It says sometimes they include as well. Rate code appears as tenant blast or. So let's say the HOA provide basic internet, but the
They want a higher speed,
the higher speed.
and then if that's the case, so then you're doing an upgrade because you know
Yeah. Will be upgrading. So.
you'll be upgrading the internet service, but it will still fall RA1 plus the
The,
equipment,
the internet modem.
the
No,
modem.
yeah, which is going to be the equipment.
Okay.
It's going to be RA1 plus equipment.
All right, so again, let's start from the beginning.